Hi everyone, my name is Richard O'Brien and I'm here to talk about the Investec Startup School. I have just completed week one of the Investec Startup School, and for those of you who don't know what the Investec Startup School is, it is a 12-week entrepreneurial online course aimed at startup entrepreneurs. It's very hands-on and includes an 8-week mentorship program where we each get paired with a successful South African entrepreneur. Week one was a very introspective week. It was all about developing an entrepreneurial mindset and how that entrepreneurial mindset can actually change you. We learned about the power of the word yet. This really ties into failure and not really accepting failure, but learning from it. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, it's I can't do this yet. And this forms a growth mindset, which allows you to continually grow your skills and improve on your strengths. This all comes down to self-awareness, which is the ability to introspectively look at yourself and analyze your strengths, weaknesses, types of opportunities and threats that affect you as an entrepreneur. And we spent a lot of time working on those, performing personality tests and getting peer feedback and working on a SWOT analysis of ourselves. So my main takeaways from this week is that successful entrepreneurs really have a tunnel vision focus. Characteristics like determination, discipline, tenacity, self-direction, and initiative really enable someone to take risk head on. Now, there are many unknown challenges that face entrepreneurs during their journey, and the ability to just continue working, get your head down and push through those challenges and ignore the naysayers, even if that's your own subconscious mind, can go a long way to success. But it all comes down to self-awareness. I have two stories to tell you about what I have picked up in my own research before the course and during the course. There's a guy by the name of Gary Vee. He's a serial entrepreneur, digital marketing and social media expert. In the beginning of his business days, he took his family business from $3 million to $60 million per year in sales. He considers that self-awareness is the most important attribute of an entrepreneur. He says that you need to bet on your strengths and accept your weaknesses. Your shortcomings are there for a reason. If you don't identify them and accept them, then you're only lying to yourself. There's another guy whose story has really stuck with me from an entrepreneurial perspective and taking things to market, and it also touches on the paradigm of failing fast. Now, failing fast has been misinterpreted for many years. People are using it as an excuse for failing and pivoting their companies. But what fail fast really means is that you are able to create multiple experiments that don't determine the success or failure of your company, but individually can fail. And from those failures, you can analyze and make data-driven decisions. You have to learn from these failures. Now, Peter Levels developed a SMART goal. His SMART goal was to launch a startup every single month for an entire year. That's 12 startups. These can be considered his own experiments. His business was himself, and each startup was an experiment. Putting a time restriction on these individual experiments prevents things like perfectionism and never actually going to market. He used tight user feedback to overcome the risks of launching too early and launching with a subpar product, but he never compromised on the core features of his product. These data-driven decisions enabled him to make a couple of successful startups during those experimentation stages, and he is now pocketing an average of $55,000 a month on his own. Now that's amazing. So, as I said, this week's been very inspiring, very introspective, but I have really enjoyed it, and I think I've learned a lot about myself. I'm super excited for the remaining weeks, and I will be posting videos every week for the next 12 weeks. I'll post all of the links and the people that I've mentioned below so that you can link to them and link to their profiles, see what they're all about, and see what I'm talking about here. Thanks, everyone.